Good morning, students. Welcome to this online teaching platform of Divine Public School, Mohanapur, Gorakhpur. Dear students, today I am going to explain you a very important topic from your subject English Core of class 12 from section B, that is writing skill. And the interesting and very important topic is invitation. First of all, let's know the specific objectives of invitation. To enable the learners to express their ideas cohesively without any difficulty. To enable the learners, that means to enable the students to express their ideas in a well integrated, cohesively means well integrated. So to express their ideas in a well integrated manner without any difficulty. And the second specific objective of the invitation is to enable them to comprehend different written text for personal, public information, their format and purpose. So, two specific objectives are there of invitation. Now, the first question arises in our mind that what is an invitation? Dear students, an invitation is a request to an individual to come or go somewhere or to do something. Now the second question arises, why do we write invitation, or what is the purpose of writing an invitation? Dear students, an invitation is a request, a solicitation or an attempt to get another person to join you at a specific event. When you ask people to attend a party, visit your beach house or witness your marriage, you invite them by giving them an invitation. It can be in the form of an invitation card, which is generally considered as formal invitation, or it may be in the letter format, which is more informal. So students, invitation are of two types. First one is formal invitation and the second is informal invitation. Now students, formal invitations are formal and polite, pleasant and courteous, whereas informal invitations generally take the shape and form of personal letters. We use this, that means we use the informal invitations to invite our friends, relatives and dear ones with whom we have intimate, personal and friendly relations. In formal invitations, the tone and treatment is relaxed, informal and very friendly. Formal invitations can be of two types. The first one is printed invitation. That means printed invitation cards inviting guests to be present on a particular occasion. Such invitations do not include the name of the addressee. Clear, students? And the second one is formal type, that means handwritten letter. Formal type handwritten letter addressed to a VIP invited to preside over a social, cultural and educational function. In these invitations to VIPs, the name of the addressee appears prominently. So invitations can be both formal as well as informal. Formal invitations are formal letters. They can be printed on cards or can be drafted in the form of social letters. Is it clear, students? Let me tell you something more about invitation. As man is a social by nature, hence attraction and communication between human beings is quite natural. In fact, it has become unavoidable in today's era. We may share views either orally or in writing. We hold many social functions such as celebrations of birthday, engagement, wedding, marriage anniversary, appointment, promotion. Invitations form an important part of social dealings. An invitation is a request to an individual to come or go somewhere or to do something. Is it clear, students? Now the main characteristics of the formal invitation. A formal invitation is normally a single sentence presentation in third person. Third person means he, she, it, they, his, her. So a formal invitation is normally a single sentence presentation in third person. Formal invitations are generally printed invitation cards. Listen very carefully, students. Formal invitations are generally printed invitations card, as we have seen the marriage card, invitation card to invite a chief guest on any of the occasion. Usually we give the printed cards. We use them to invite guests on some auspicious occasions like birthdays, weddings, inaugurations of shops, houses, etc. Now the invitation answers the question who, whom, when, where, what time and for what. That means, students, the invitation answers the question who, whom, when, where, what time and for what. That means the occasion is the answer of question what. Name or names of the invitees is the answer of question whom. Name or names of the host is the answer of who. Date, time and venue is the answer of when. That means you have to answer the 5 to 6 WS questions. The other details include name, designation and address of the organizer or sponsor or host, or the names of the chief guest or special invitees in case of an official invitation. Printed formal invitations don't include the name of the addressee. Invitations to VIP to preside over a function do carry the name of VIP prominently. That means you have to write the name of the very important person whom you are inviting as a chief guest or guest of honor. The length, while writing the invitation, length as per CBSE guidelines, that is limited up to 50 words. By mistake I have written 250. It's 50 words. Clear, students? Now coming to the format of a formal invitation. Now first, at the top you have to write the name of the host. Is it clear, students? Suppose you are the host, so you will write Mr. and Mrs. Rajkaran or whatever the name is. Then comes the standard expression. Standard expression, for example, request the pleasure of your company, solicit your gracious presence. That means you will start the invitation like this. Request the pleasure. That means Mr. and Mrs. Rajkaran request the pleasure of your beaming presence on the auspicious occasion of the 5th birth anniversary of their son Nikhil, or whatever the question asked. Then comes the purpose of the invitation. That means why you are inviting the guest, why you are inviting your friend or relative. That purpose you have to mention. After that, the fourth point is name of the honoree. Then comes the day, date and time of the event. That means here, students, you have to be very prompt, you have to be very careful that the dates must be written in letters and you should not use abbreviation. Is it clear? That means you have to write date in letters. Don't use the abbreviation. Like 28th August, 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 comma 20, and you will not mention the year. That means 20XX. Don't mention 2020. You will mention 20XX. That means you will omit the year. Then comes the name of the place, location with complete address. That means, students, enter the address, the venue of the party or event where you are organizing the celebration or party or event. You have to mention the name of the place or the location, so that people or the guest or the relative can reach very easily over there. Then comes RSVP, respond if it is pleases you. Respond if it pleases you. Include an RSVP. This elegant abbreviation comes from the French phrase répondez s'il vous plaît, which in English means please respond. And RSVP is essential at parties where you need to know exactly who will come, so you can organize things accordingly on the basis of their convenience. Then comes the telephone number. That means you have to write your number so that the people can contact to reach at the place or the location of the party or event. And last, any other relevant details if you want to add. Is it clear, students? So format of a formal invitation includes name of the host, standard expression, purpose of the invitation, name of the honoree, date, time. That means date, place and time should be there. At what time you are going to conduct, what is the day and what time. That means day, date and time. Then name of the place, that means the name of the venue with complete address, proper address. Then RSVP, after that telephone number and any other relevant details. Is it clear, students? Now, as you can see, I have provided you sample of formal invitation. This is in the printed form. Printed formal invitations. This is a solved question for you all. MS, that means it's a company, Shyamlal and Sons are opening a new general store named Galaxy Novelties in Geetanjali Enclave, Dwarika, Delhi. The inauguration ceremony is fixed for Sunday, the 19th of October 20XX at 11 am. Prepare a draft of formal invitation letter for the purpose. As you can see the answer, MS Shyamlal and Sons announces the opening of Galaxy Novelties, a general store at Geetanjali Enclave, Dwarika, Delhi, and the event is inauguration on Sunday, that means the day, the 19th of October, that means the date, at 11 am, that is the time. All are cordially invited. Visit for all kinds of grocery and domestic items. That means relevant information this is. Avail inaugural discount of 10% on all goods. This is a part of attraction. Then RSVP, that means respond if it pleases you. That means the person who will receive this invitation have to reply it. Galaxy Novelties, the addressee and phone number. That means the telephone number of the person who is giving this invitation. Clear, students? Then one more sample is there of the formal invitation. As you can see here. Now coming to the informal invitation. The main characteristics of informal invitation. These letters are first or second person presentation. First person, as you know, I, we, me, us, and the second person, you, yours. Personal feelings and emotions find an expression. That means you show your personal feelings as you are writing these invitations, which are very personal and friendly relations. The writer's address is given in the usual place. The salutation is usually dear plus name. That means dear Amit, dear Arun, dear Sarika. Clear? Then the date of writing is given, but the year is generally omitted. As I told you in the previous slide, that 20XX. Don't write 2020. That means 2020. You don't have to write. You have to write 20XS. You will omit the year. The style and tone are relaxed and informal. Very simply. That means in a very simple form you have to write the informal invitation. Then different tenses are used as the sense demands. That means you can use the tenses present, past, future as per the requirement of the informal invitation. Then lastly, the complimentary clause is yours sincerely. Clear, students? Now, features of an informal invitations are like they are written to friends, relatives and acquaintances. Informal invitation follow the pattern of ordinary personal letters as you write to your very close ones or dear ones. Informal invitations are written in first or second person, just now I told you. The style and tone is very relaxed and informal. Different tenses can be used as per the demand. And the letter can be elaborative, explaining the detail of the event. That means you can extend or you can elaborate the details of the event. Then comes the format of the informal invitation. First comes the sender's address. That means the sender's address is usually put on the top right hand corner of the page. Clear? But nowadays we are using at the left side, left hand corner of the page, sender's address. Then comes the date in expanded form. That means the sender's address is followed by the date just below it on the left side of the page. This is the date on which the invitation is being written. It is to be written in expanded form, like 28th August AUGUST, 20XX, like this. Then comes the receiver's address. As you all know, the person who will receive this invitation, the address of that person you have to write. Then comes the subject. Then we sum up the purpose of writing the invitation in one line. And this subject helps the receiver focus on the subject of the invitation in one glance. It is important to underline the subject. Clear? Then comes the salutation. This is where you greet the person you are addressing the invitation to. Then body of the invitation. Then comes the complimentary clause. In the body of the invitation, you have to mention date, time, place, day, what is event, everything. That means you have to elaborate it. Then comes the complimentary clause. Mention the name given in the question paper. Suppose you are Anita or Amit. But remember, do not mention your personal details. Suppose you are Amit, don't write Amit. You have to mention the name in the complimentary clause which is given in the question paper. For example, you are Amit / Anita. The boys will write Amit and the girls will write Anita. And then comes the designation. That means the post, if you are holding it. Is it clear, students? So the format of an informal invitation: sender's address, as you write a letter. Sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, body, complimentary clause, designation. Clear? Now, as you can see in the sample of informal invitation. You are Ankit Verma. Your friend from Malaysia is staying in the hostel. Invite him to join Diwali celebrations with you at your residence. So, you are Ankit Verma. Your friend from Malaysia is staying in the hostel. He is your friend. You want to invite him to join you and your family to celebrate Diwali at your residence. So you can see the sender address on the top. 315/2 Raja Gardens, New Delhi. Then followed by date 25th October, 20XX. then salutation, dear Surunayak, then body of the invitation. You know that Diwali, the festival of lights, is approaching. It gives me great pleasure to invite you to Diwali celebrations at my residence. We shall have great fun. Do join us for the Puja and Diwali celebrations. Then comes the complimentary closures. Yours sincerely, Ankit Verma. Very simple. So this is the sample of informal invitation. One more example I have shown you here in this slide. Go through this invitation. You will easily understand how to write the informal invitation. Clear? Now responding to invitations. The main characteristics are: for formal replies, acknowledge the invitation. That means you have to appreciate. Then mention acceptance or regret. If you are going there, it is your acceptance. If you are unable to go, you have to regret for that. Why? And you have to answer why you are not joining them or going there. Be brief and specific. Express thanks in third person. Third person, as you know, he, she, it, they, his, her, like this. Specify the reason for refusal if you are unable to go or to join. Be formal in tone and treatment. Do not exceed the word limit, usually 50 words. Clear, students? Actually, responding to invitations are the invitation replies. A formal reply is usually very short. It is brief and to the point. The quality of good reply is that it is always pleasant. Even while declining the invitation or expressing inability to attend, one must be very polite and courteous. Formal replies demand a formal tone and treatment. There is no room for unnecessary details or superfluous matter in them. An informal reply or private letter may, however, express personal feeling or desires in an intimate style and informal tone. Now, as you can see here, informal replies acknowledge the invitation in first person. That means I, we, me, us, like this. Use second person for the sender of invitation. Second person, as you know, you. Mention acceptance, regret. Specify the reason in case of refusal. Use warm and simple language. Do not exceed the word limit, that is usually 50 words. Clear? Now here you can see the sample of formal replies. If you are accepting the invitation, Mr. Vipin thanks Mr. and Mrs. Khanna for their kind invitation to their daughter Aditi's marriage on 20th January 2015 at 10 a.m. and has great pleasure in accepting it. This is the reply, formal reply of the invitation. If you are declining the invitation, Mr. Vipin thanks Mr. and Mrs. Khanna for their kind invitation to their daughter Aditi's marriage on 20th January 2015 at 10 a.m. but regrets his inability to attend it due to prior engagement. He wishes Aditi a happy married life. That means you are not joining them. Clear, students? You can see the sample of formal replies. Now coming to the learning outcomes of the invitation. The learners will be able to express their ideas cohesively, completely, fluently and spontaneously. Spontaneously means as a result of a sudden impulse, with expressions, grammar usage and relevant vocabulary for hospitable announcement of an event. I hope, students, you all have understood the invitation. That means how to write the invitation. Once again, I thank you for watching and listening this video of invitation. Thank you, students.